welcome back. It's of course Cape Rugby TV. Nice to have you along, where every week we take a look at what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Got a great lineup for you this week. We'll talk about that in a second, but before we do that, big thanks of course to our partners on board with us, Score Energy Drinks. You're going to get a chance to win yourself a case of Score during the course of the show. www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. Go and enter our Score competition. MCAM 24-hour pharmacy, of course, official partner to the Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. And of course, now also on board with us here at Cape Rugby TV, Decro Paints. Decro brings paint to life. A little bit later during the course of the show, we're going to show you a little DIY video from a Decro. That's very exciting. And so welcome on board, Decro Paints. Right, folks, coming up tonight, we're going to take a look at the highlights between Brackenfell and Hamilton's, but also the big match that happened this weekend. It was Unimil against Villagers. So it's all coming up tonight. So make sure you don't go anywhere. In studio with me tonight, Faisal Felton, Jerome Parvat. Jerome, welcome back.
Yeah, JP, good to be back again, and I must say it's real rugby weather outside.
It is rather real rugby weather, yeah. I must say, I'm a little bit chilly here today, but like you say, it's rugby weather and we have to suck it up. Faisal Felton, nice to have you back, man.
Yeah, thank you, JP. Always good to be back. Second time. Hopefully becomes regular.
Many more, they are, absolutely. Right, folks, in fact, there you can see the Decro logo behind me right now, on board with us here at Cape Rugby TV. So, Jerome, we've got a couple of games for you to look at today, and then, of course, Faisal, we're going to take a look at the what's now become the world-famous barometer. Although I have had one or two people say to me that our thermometer is actually wrong. But yeah, so the barometer, of course, folks, is where we do all our calculations and stats and gives you the odds prediction of what the game is going to look like. And so far, it's turning out a lot of fun. Of course, we'll share that with you as well on Facebook and, of course, on our Instagram, Cape Rugby TV, at Cape Rugby TV. But remember, it's all happening on Facebook, all the logs, the results, the fixtures, we're sharing it there. Our YouTube channel is up and running as well, and of course, we'll share the barometer with you then on Facebook. So games for you to look at tonight, Jerome. Brackenfell against Hamilton's. There's going to be an interesting for you to look at. Not a very high-scoring game, but I'm sure you're going to be interested in some of the set pieces. And then a little bit later in the show, folks, and this was the big one. And Jerome, you can touch lightly on it now, but don't tell us the whole secret. Unimil and Villagers.
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of talk about this game, so I'm in a little bit of trouble, but I will tell you later.
You tell me later. Yeah, Faisal, and we're going to also put you on the hot spot today with some of the other barometers that are running at the moment. But I think tonight what we're really interested in is finding out more from you about what's happening with women's rugby. And that's really turning into a fascinating system at Western Province. But we'll talk about that during the course of the show. Right, folks, let's take a look now. First half, Brackenfell up against Hamilton's. Well, there we go, folks. What a game. I think this was also a pretty highly anticipated game, Jerome. I mean, Brackenfell came off that solid win against Hamlets. And Hamilton's, you kind of get the feeling that this season, I mean, I'm not going to say what the result was, but you get the feeling that they're still trying to get out of the starting blocks.
It seems like it's JP, but I must say they have improved from where they were. So they have improved, and I mean I know the score of the game, but if you look at the first half, then it's pretty tight and great defense from both sides. And I mean they've been playing. They try to keep the ball through phases, which is good. Set pieces was good. I saw a couple of lineouts there. Both teams they tried to contest, but accuracy of the hookers was good. So I think it was pretty tight the first half and pretty even, but you could see what they want to play, and you could see it's almost like a final the way the guys were playing in this first half.
Yeah. Faisal, do you get the feeling that the clubs get stronger during the season? Like, I mean, they start more and more finding their groove? Because we just look at numbers from a results point of view, but you kind of get the feeling like if you look at the first game of the season compared to 3 or 4 games later, it's like chalk and cheese.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, Super League is very exciting, I think, for me for this year, and I think for a lot of clubs as well. Yeah. And I think what we're seeing now, I think it's more the hunger as well, JP. I think, Hamilton's, the need to win. And, the closer, if you look at it, it's very close. 1 or 2 wins and automatically jumping up a number of spaces. So the great thing is that there's a hunger. And there's also, it's undecided. Normal circumstances, it'll be a one horse race. Now we're having results that we never would have thought. As long as I've been at Province, I don't think it's ever been as exciting Super League A.
Well, I suppose, Jerome, we looked at a pattern there for a while now, where you saw, for example, False Bay coming through the ranks and dominating at the top, but constantly getting challenged by Durbell. And then at the same time, you'd see Marty's and UCT also during the season come on and just whitewash. But then you see over the last few years clubs like Unimil, for example, just getting stronger and stronger, and teams like Tygerberg also just finding their groove and bouncing back. It's exactly what Faisal said now, is like Super League A, certainly the top 10 teams in Super League A are stable, and it's not anymore the top 4.
No, it is, and it's good to see that the other clubs are catching up and they're doing their homework, like you've mentioned Tygerberg, and we've known about Unimil. So yeah, it's good. It's great to see that guys are competitive.
Yeah. Right, folks. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the second half between Hamilton's and Brackenfell. Of course, Brackenfell with home ground advantage there, and then we'll give you the results.